Take a seat, man. You were selling DVDs on the streets of Greece when you moved to America, right? You got drafted. What was your biggest driving factor?
At first, I was seeing how my mom and dad was pretty much suffering and how much they were sacrificing for me, right? They left their parents behind, left their brothers behind to chase a better life. They couldn't get a job because any job they got, people will take advantage of them, right? Because once you're legal, people can treat you any way they want. So they work every day hard. I'll come to the house and they will have a little bit of food. My mom and dad will say, no, you guys eat. But I saw that for every day of my life. Once you see that, you develop this work ethic. It's okay, I gotta make it. Not just because I love basketball, not because of me, but I gotta make it for them too, right? So at 14, Adidas approached me. It was hey, would you want to sign with us? I was okay, yeah, what? Yeah. And they said, okay, we'll give you 5,000. I said, what, 5,000 euros? Yes. At that time, I was making $300 per month in my team.
So to you, that was a lot of money.
Oh my God, what? Come on. They said, come. I was please, my older brother was a better player than me at the time. I was you guys mind if you sign my brother too? It was yeah, we'll sign him for $5,000 too. So we go to the office. I talked to my mom. I said, Mom, come with me. Blah, blah. And we went to the office, to the headquarters. And then they brought the paper. This is when I realized the business side of things. They put the paper right here. They said, Giannis Antetokounmpo, $5,000. I was what is my brother's contract? It was no, you sign yours first, and then your brother will sign his. I said, no, that's not what you guys told me. You guys said that I'm going to sign, he's going to sign. Yeah, he'll sign, but you sign yours first, then. I said, no, brother. My mom was right there. No, brother, I can't sign. My mom was it's $5,000. I said, Mom, no. Then we move on. I'm in the car with my agent maybe the next day, and a lady from Nike called me. He said, hey, Giannis, would you like to come with Nike? I said, yes. I said, how much money would you offer? He's we'll offer you 5,000. I said, my brother's on the card. Would you offer him 5,000 too? He said, yes. I said, okay, I'll come with Nike. Yes, that's how Nike.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
I probably made, I think, 1 year, 120 million.
Did you have any idea growing up that you were going to make $120 million in a year, man? Did you have any idea growing up?
No way, brother. No way. This is beyond my imagination. Sometimes I pitch myself into realize if this is real life. 6 years after you retire, people go broke. 60% of athletes.
Why do so many athletes go broke?
Yeah, I think it's because they cannot maintain the lifestyle. People don't understand, we make so much money while we play, and once you retire, the source of income won't be the same. And they try to keep the same lifestyle, and that cannot be possible. The other thing that people do, young athletes, they focus on the chains, they focus on the cars, they focus on so much on this false reality.
Anybody who watches you play basketball, you have this incredible mentality when you're on the court. What is your self-talk like when you're playing games? What do you tell yourself when you're out on that floor, man?
Always positive self-talk, man. Your brain doesn't know when you're joking. Even if I'm jokingly with you, I told you, I'm hey, I'm not a good passer. No, I'm joking. Your mind doesn't know that. Your brain is all it takes oh, I'm not a good passer. So always positive self-talk. Things that I say to myself, I feel no pain. I got this. I'm a tough motherfucker. I had the conversation with Kobe once. I made a tweet, which usually I don't do. I said, Kobe, give me a challenge. And he said, Giannis, your challenge, win MVP. And then I used to carry around this jug of water. And in the cap, I used to write MVP. I see it every day. The next year, I won MVP. Speak things to existence, man, because your brain listens to you. And once your brain listens to you, it does everything that it needs to do to make that happen.
That's powerful right there.